One of the most interesting criminal underworld starships of the Clone Wars has returned for the Mandalorian and Grogu, so that makes this the perfect time to learn all about it. I'm Joey from Radio Free Coruscant, and this is the HH-87 Starhopper. Design. The Mandal Motors HH-87 Starhopper was a somewhat unusual light starfighter used by several factions throughout the Clone Wars and beyond. Its nose was shaped roughly like a flatiron, and it had two wide wings with downturned tips, two tall vertical fins, and two small engines at the rear. The cockpit was located amidships and was fairly small and cramped. Its canopy could be opened for pilot access. The main wings could fold on two axes into three configurations: flight mode with the wings outstretched, landing mode with them folded straight up, and another mode with them folded straight back. The vertical fins could also rotate backward for the alternate landing mode. The exact function of this mode hasn't been officially stated, but it allowed the ship to be parked in hangars with less overhead space, and to be fired Battlestar Galactica style from protected launch tubes on Hutt ground installations, among other things. The ship was supported on the ground by two short landing gear in the center of it between its wings. In-universe, the HH-87 was designed by unknown Mandalorian engineers for the company Mandal Motors. I was not able to conclusively determine the specific real-life designer of the HH-87 as we know it today, but it was likely created by concept artist Chris Glenn and modeled by modeler Julian Gupner. The ship was based on a concept art sketch for the Lambda-class T-4A shuttle from Return of the Jedi, drawn by Norman Reynolds. There are actually a couple other ships in the Clone Wars based on unused concepts for the Imperial shuttle, like the Eta-class shuttle and GX-1 short hauler. Let me know if you'd be interested in a video about the various spin-offs of the Lambda-class sometime. I think that would be really interesting. Specifications. The HH-87 Starhopper measured 6.8 meters long by 13.59 meters wide and 4.56 tall. It had a Class 1 hyperdrive and an unknown top atmospheric speed, possibly something like 850 km per hour. It was armed with two double light laser cannons. The ship required just one pilot and could carry no passengers, 2 days of consumables, and had enough cargo space for at least an astromech droid, though it did not require one for flight. Finally, the HH-87 was a remarkable bargain at a cost of 50,000 credits. History. The Starhopper is a fairly obscure starfighter, and as such, little is known of its history. It, or something like it, was in service at least as early as 231 BBY, when they were used by the Hutts to protect their facilities on Nal Hutta. In one incident, a squadron of Hutt Starhoppers attempted to shoot down the Jedi starship Vessel, which had come to fight the Drengir on the planet. By the time of the Clone Wars, around 200 years later, the HH-87 had come into service of the Zygerian slave empire, who used them to defend their prison facility on Kadavo. It was also quite popular with various other criminal organizations, such as the Onaka Gang, and many independent bounty hunters and mercenaries. The Hutts continued to use the ships as well, until at least as late as 10 ABY, when they were used to fight off bounty hunter Din Djarin and the forces of the New Republic, and likely beyond. In 4 ABY, Wedge Antilles used a borrowed HH-87 named Rover to search the Outer Rim for Imperial hideouts. He was captured by the Imperial Star Destroyer Vigilance over the planet Akiva, and set its added proton torpedo launcher to explode in an attempt to help himself escape. Decades later, in 34 ABY, Resistance spy Vi Murati and her astromech droid U-5GG also operated out of a Starhopper, and were once captured and interrogated aboard the First Order Star Destroyer Absolution. The fate of her Starhopper isn't entirely clear, but fortunately it seems that she was able to use the ship to escape. And that's everything there is to know about the HH-87 Starhopper. Let me know what you think of this ship, and what other ships from The Mandalorian and Grogu or beyond that you'd like to see next. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. RFC out.